Hey y'all, I'm making videos tonight. I'm making two videos, two quick videos. I was actually had already planned on making some videos, just not this soon. The reason that I had already planned on starting making videos again is because my husband recently, about 3 months ago, we got orders to PCS or relocate overseas. And when I was researching and looking for where we're going, I'm not going to say where just yet until we have orders in hand. I don't want to jinx anything. But when I was, looking at it, just looking up where we're going, I really honestly did not see that many videos. And so I was like, you know what? That'll be something fun to do. Because it's multiple installations where we're going. So, like, I'm sure I'm not the only person who's, curious. And yes, I don't have on any nails. I took my nails off 2 days ago. Probably not going to have them on for a couple of months just to give my fingers a break. So, this first video, I'm going to talk about just what's been going on with me. And why I'm making videos soon. Okay, so if you've ever if you hear something, that's our heater. It just turned on. Disclaimer: I will not be making really review videos, anything like that, because we're going overseas anyways, and I'm not gonna be in the States to watch stuff like the night of and make a review. So I'm not. Plus, what I want my channel to be moving forward is about what's going on with me now and about this move and relocating and stuff like that. Okay, so about a year ago, I was working, and I did say, well, I don't know if I made a video. I was working, and my husband and I made a PCOS video a long time ago, pretty much saying my husband and I were trying to conceive, but I have PCOS and the struggles with that. So I was working at the installation where he is stationed. My husband is in the Army. So I worked here at a store for like 10 months, and then I stopped working. We went through fertility. We did an IUI, which IUI is kind of sort of like IVF, except with IUI, the egg stays in the woman. They get the man's sperm, they analyze his sperm, they take your blood, they do a lot of different stuff. They get like a little snippet of the lining of the uterus to kind of analyze everything. And after they put everything together, they try to tell you, okay, well, what's going on? Why haven't you gotten pregnant? So we went through that whole process. Well, that's the first part of doing an IUI, to see, hey, is it a possibility it's going to work for you? We went through that whole process, and really there was nothing abnormal with me. My fertility doctor actually said he does not even classify me as PCOS anymore, because years ago when I was diagnosed, I had cysts on both of my ovaries 100%. But when they did everything, I had not one cyst. And the nurse, told me, she was like, that's the thing that they don't like to classify people, because cysts come and go. And when you classify someone, you get that stuck in your head. And I honestly, for like 10 years now, I've had that stuck in my head, and I don't have any cysts on any ovaries. Either one of my ovaries. So we did the IUI procedure, and it was successful. However, it was very traumatic. It was very up and down from day one. When they called us to give us the results, the lady said, well, you're pregnant, but it was how she said it. And so I was like, okay, well, what does that mean? And she was like, well, your HCG level, which is the pregnancy hormone that they test for when they give you a blood test, she said your HCG level is kind of low. For how far you are, your HCG level should be a whole lot higher. But technically, if you're over 5, that means technically you are pregnant. So I'm like, okay. So she was like, well, your HCG levels should double or triple every few days. So we'll give it a couple of days, we'll come back in. So we gave it a couple of days, we came back in, and I went, and it did go up some, but it just wasn't going up. So we kept having to go in. I was going in a couple of times a week to test. Finally, and my husband and I, we were thinking everything was okay because, we were thinking, okay, well, I'm not that far along. Like, honestly, we were thinking, I'm probably not, they probably just off with their numbers. I mean, even though they're the doctors. So finally, Mother's Day was coming up, Mother's Day 2016. And the bad part about Mother's Day is I was already very, 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 my whole life, knowing that I have, fertility issues and stuff, I was always very scared of Mother's Day. I know that sounds weird, but only because my mother had a miscarriage on Mother's Day, which my mother ended up having like 2 miscarriages, well, 3. And she had like her first miscarriage on Mother's Day. So all my life I've known that, and that's always been like, I don't want to, I was always scared. Well, Mother's Day came, and they said, Mother's Day was that Sunday. A few days after Mother's Day was our appointment, and they were like, well, we're just gonna, look, and we're gonna see on the first ultrasound. So we went in, and the heater just went off. We went in, and there was nothing. There was nothing in my uterus, no nothing. They looked. Now, mind you, I didn't have any cyst whatsoever on my ovaries, so they already knew this. They checked both of my ovaries, and in my right ovary, they saw what looked like the egg trying to develop in my right ovary. So it was ectopic. The pregnancy was ectopic. Now this is after they had put me on bed rest for a week. When you go through fertility, you have a lot of medicine. You're on progesterone, you're on estrace, you're doing vaginal inserts. You also, everything is hormones. I was also on hormone patches. I think it's estrogen patches. And I had the worst reaction to the patches because you have to put them on your stomach, and my stomach was basically like raw in areas. It was really broken out. I kept doing it because I'm trying to make this pregnancy a success, and I mean that whole pregnancy was just really traumatic. So of course, this is a few days after Mother's Day. And it was an ectopic pregnancy. I went and talked to the doctor. I'm still thinking, well, maybe maybe the fetus has not, well, the egg hasn't had time to implant. I don't know why I was thinking that I was only like 4 weeks. It was like, no, you're supposed to be 7 weeks from the day we did the IUI. From how we did the IUI, because we did this. You're supposed to be 7 weeks. My hormone levels, never got to like 500. I don't think. I don't even think they ever got to 300. Which, if you know anything about hormone levels, for you to be 7 weeks, yeah, that's just non-existent. So I did not have to get any kind of DNC. I think that's what it's called. I didn't have to do any of that because everything was still so small. Because for me to be 7 weeks, like it was nothing really developed. I had a 1% chance of the egg continuing to develop, but at that point, I mean, knowing what I know now, there was nothing. So I had to get the shot. I can't remember the name of the shot. I had to get the shot. One thing that I did notice, there were honestly some early signs of a miscarriage or ectopic pregnancy from the beginning. Number one, my HCG levels were very, very low, darn near non-existent. That was one. Number two, I had pain. I was in pain. Number three, I never really had pregnancy symptoms. Again, that's why I thought I'm only 4 weeks because I never got any nausea. The only thing that I had was I was tired, but I feel like that was from the extra hormones I was on. Then I started bleeding. At first they were telling me, oh, you're probably just spotting, it's implantation bleeding, it's okay, as long as it doesn't get darker. Like at first it was like a lighter color, but as the days went on, when I was on bed rest, I noticed for myself that it was getting darker and darker and darker. My husband and I have said this in many videos, my husband and I are both people of faith. So I was praying like, Lord, just, please let this work. But it wasn't his will. So we did the shot. I did the shot. And within a couple of days, I had bled, everything was over. I did have to go in a few times for them to check my HCG levels just to make sure everything got back down to under 0 where they're supposed to be. And that was that. So when you go through fertility, they do suggest that you wait. They suggest that you wait 3 cycles or 3 months before you try again. And our clinic does IUI 1 month, IVF the next month. So we were going to have to wait, a little bit longer because my 3 months of, going through menstruating and stuff like that, I was still going to have to wait an extra month because it was going to be thrown off with their IUI/IVF cycle calendar. So everything, we were hurt. My husband and I both. We both cried. We stayed in the bed for like, me, I stayed in the bed for days. Since he is in the military, he only got like a day or 2 off. But we were very, very hurt. But I can honestly say that as hurt as we were, we did not lose faith in God. We did not stop going to church. We did not stop anything that we normally do. Okay, so fast forward. Just like before, life happens. And unfortunately, we had got to the point where we were planning on, my husband got his orders. Like I said, I'm not saying exactly where yet because I don't want to jinx anything. But we found out he got orders. And so that kind of changed because we was like, well, hey, if he gets orders, let's wait. Because we were going to actually try to do another IUI cycle like at the end of the summer. But we decided since he had just got his orders that we were going to wait because we knew our report date to our next duty station. We were going to wait. And we were going to wait till February 2017. That was going to be our next try. So when when we talked to the doctor's office and they told us, okay, well, hey, you have time. Just let us know in December so we could put you on the February calendar. We had even discussed IVF with them because at that point I was really scared of IUI. I did not want another IUI and it be ectopic. I didn't want that. So let's fast forward a little bit. So basically what happened, and this video is about to come to a close. November comes and we're here living our lives one night, and all of a sudden we get a call, and my husband's brother, my brother-in-law, goes from literally in one day goes to the hospital and passes away the same day, which was devastating. It was really, really devastating, shocking. He was younger. He's 7 years younger than my husband, so he's only like 26 years old. And you don't think of a 26-year-old passing of like heart issues. So that was very, very traumatic. It was hard on my husband, even harder on my mother-in-law. And she had just got here because she came here where we're stationed to be with us for the if you hear something, it's my husband. She came to be with us for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, and we were going to take her back down Christmas break. So we ended up having to go. The night she got here is the day he passed. So we ended up having to turn right around, go back the next day. We did the funeral, everything right after Thanksgiving. We came home, and there was some kind of bug or something going around back in my hometown because everybody was getting sick. So my husband got sick. He got really sick. And I'm telling him, don't be kissing on me. Don't be nothing because I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get a cold. So we got a cold. I got a cold because of him. And I didn't let him forget it. I guilted him like crazy because I told him not to get me sick. So we came home like the first week of December. We got back here from the funeral and everything, and I was taking Mucinex in the morning, and I was taking a nighttime sleep cold liquid medicine at night. And I noticed that after about a week, I did clear my cold up, but I noticed that I just had like a ball of phlegm or something in the back of my throat. I know that sounds nasty. And I noticed that I still felt achy. And then one day, all of a sudden, I was drinking, I ate something, and then I just had to run to the bathroom and I was throwing up. And I text my husband, I'm like, something's wrong, I'm throwing up. And he's like, oh, you pregnant? I'm like, child, whatever. Mind you, I didn't say this. When we got back from planning my husband's brother's funeral, we called our fertility clinic and we paid our deposit for our IUI. So, yeah, we paid our deposit for our IUI for February. So at that time, I'm noticing I'm still feeling icky. And then I thought back, I'm like, wait a minute. My period didn't come on in November. I thought it was just because of everything that was going on. So I told my husband, like, hey, it's December. If my period does not come on by this certain day, we're going to take a test. And that's where I'm going to end this video. So as always, I do thank y'all for listening, for watching. I'm going to turn this video right around and make my next video. So please watch my next video because it only gets better from here.